Welcome back, Truth Seekers, to a comment answering special. All right, child of God. So you just opened up a conversation that could change the way we see reality forever. Are we interdimensional beings? Are we existing in multiple realms at the same time? And if so, what does that mean for our lives and for eternity? This episode is going to blow your mind because not only does science hint at this, but the Bible has been telling us the truth about our existence all along. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you might be questioning everything you thought you knew about reality. Before we begin, do you believe in the unseen world? It's a simple yes or no. Drop it in the comments. So let's start by defining this. When most people think of interdimensional beings, they think of beings jumping through portals, alternate universes, or most sci-fi movies. But let's think about this a little differently. What if being interdimensional simply means existing in multiple realms at the same time? What if you're already doing this? And what if I told you the Bible actually confirms this idea? And no, not in some crazy sci-fi type way where you jump into a portal and you end up at work all of a sudden. No. The Bible actually puts it in a spiritual way. The way that truly defines our true nature. So, you are a spirit and a body. Genesis 2:7 says, "Then the Lord formed the man from the dust of the ground, and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living soul." Notice this. Your body is made from the earth, but your spirit, oh man, your spirit, that came from God. This means you're not just flesh and blood. You are a spiritual being housed in a temporary body. Have you ever felt like there's more to you than just your body? Like you were meant for something bigger? Drop that fire in the comments if you never felt that before. See, the physical world is temporary, but the spiritual world, the spiritual world is eternal. 2 Corinthians 4:18, "For the things that are seen are temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal." This verse flips everything we thought we knew about reality. The unseen realm, the spiritual dimensions, they're more permanent than the physical world we live in today. You are already connected to this realm, whether you realize it or not. But here's the big thought of this whole thing. What if we've been looking at reality backwards this whole time? See, Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, against the spiritual wickedness in high places." If our biggest struggles are against things we can't see, that means the war is happening in another dimension that affects us here in this dimension now. So get what I'm saying. Depression, anxiety, addiction, temptation, those aren't just physical battles. They all have spiritual roots. This is why prayer and fasting are so important when it comes to spiritual warfare, because these are real weapons that affect the unseen world. So, it's one thing to say we exist in two realms, but does the Bible actually show humans interacting with the spiritual world? And yes, it does. It happened all the time. Angels appearing to people, like Gabriel speaking to Mary, Luke 1:26-38. Demons influencing and possessing humans, Mark 5:1-20. Jesus was walking through walls after his resurrection, in John 20:19. Elijah taken to heaven without ever dying, 2 Kings 2:11. Paul is taken to a third heaven, another realm. 2 Corinthians 12:2. See, all those verses prove there's a realm beyond what we see. And we interact with this thing every day. Have you ever had a supernatural experience? A dream, a vision, a moment that felt just something unseen was there? Share it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. So, we exist in two realms. Then the biggest question is, what happens to our physical body when we die? Luke 16:19 through 31, Jesus tells the story of a rich man and Lazarus, showing that consciousness continues after death. In 2 Corinthians 5:8, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And in Revelations 20, verses 12 through 15, the final judgment shows every soul continues into eternity. Here's the reality check, though. Your body dies, but your spirit does not. You will still exist beyond this physical world. What do you think happens to you after death? Please, let me know. Drop in the comments below. See, this isn't just philosophy. This is real. And it affects you and me right now. You are more than just some body. You are a spirit. The spiritual world is real, and you interact with it on a daily basis. Your battles are not just physical, they are spiritual. And your spirit will live on after you die. The question is, where? Because here's the most important part. Jesus is the bridge between dimensions. And he came to this physical realm, to this earth, to save you and me. He defeated death, sin, and the powers of darkness. And he offers you and me eternal life. All we have to do is call upon his name and believe in him. So the question isn't, are we interdimensional beings? The real question is, are you connected to the one who holds eternity? So what are your thoughts? Have you ever had a supernatural experience? And do you know of someone who needs to hear this right now? If so, share it. Because if this opened your eyes, someone out there is questioning their reality too. And this might be exactly what they need to hear today. And I ask you to follow for more, because we dive deep for truth. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and as always, stay truthful.